Alright, I'm going to be going over the day one live stream of the 10th anniversary of Undertale. Alright, so starting off in the ruins, there was a new area in the ruins that was blue and had buildings and a statue of what we believe to be Toriel. This area was in the spot where you would normally get the toy knife. There's an extension to the right where where it was, and it led to this area. It then when you entered a building, it was a house with a fireplace, mirror, bookshelf, and the toy knife. It can this area contained the leitmotifs of the holy and faint courage, and you can see the area that I'm talking about in the pictures, and I will be playing a clip of it in a second. There was also a mobile above Azrael's bed, or the bed that you just sleep in. Anyways, here's the clip. After watching that clip, you're probably wondering a few things, like what was going on? Why is the music weird? Why did they just ignore it? And we don't know. Ignoring it, they probably did not want to bring attention to it. What is happening, we do not currently know. We are going to need information from the second day to learn about that. We don't also know why the music is all weird. Probably just a aesthetic choice, though.
I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah, so I guess the animation has some like, I don't like anybody. Whereas Jerry, it's more, I don't like you in particular.
Yeah.
You can probably tell from that last clip that they did uh, kind of acknowledge that something was happening a bit more, but still didn't say pretty much anything about the actual event that was occurring. But for this next one, they do actually talk about it.
Gotta have a good rest.
Uh, this is Mr. Saturn. I love the middle one. You just tooting.
That was awesome. It sounded like Carlos.
Alright, I like that last clip. I hope you did too. On to this next one though, which is just way more astonishing that it was in here. Uh, yeah, on to that.
I love Snowdin because it's one of those classic RPG towns that you just want to just run around and just keep exploring.
Yeah.
Like you would have a save there, just like load up when you want to just like listen to music and just talk to the characters.
I'm glad that you like it so much.
It's got good.
Yeah, you're probably just as surprised as me that we, one, saw a Kid Noelle sprite, and two, Noelle is just in Undertale. Uh, Anyways, on to something a little bit less important, I think. So yeah, there were a few alterations to the wrong number song, but not major. But this next one is gonna be something completely new.
Yeah, we should verse Sans.
Let's verse.
Yeah, so everyone was kind of misled on that. We thought we were gonna be battling Sans, but no, we just got a rap battle or something between Sans and Papyrus. Anyways, on to something that does relate to Papyrus.
Pretty much everybody hates this, so I guess I gotta make it nicer.
Alright, so Waterfall. So at the start, the most notable thing is that when the when everyone who was sitting on the couch left to eat lunch, Spamton A, Spamton, as we're calling him, crawled into the room from a glooby mouse hole shaped like himself. He grew to full size and then manifested a pink and gold loaded disc, which he inserted into the TV that Undertale was being played on. He then took the controller and started erratically playing the game on the couch. It was clearly not live since he was constantly teleporting, and all the special effects that were happening on screen. He was then in Grillby's and replaced Sans, but everyone thinks he's Sans because donations won fries over burgers. Spamton eats a huge fry, and the scene plays out with Spamton doing all the Sans things, but in a very Spamton way. Like talking about money, deals, being incoherent, etc. He also splices dialogue, the ones with the brackets, uh, mainly from Sans's monologue in Grillby's. And then after all this, he gets up and then starts to freak out and turns into a cup. I forget the name of the song, but it's the one Spamton song that's kind of slow. And then an intermission starts to play. You'll hear it in the clip later, the song. And then for the intermission, it's just the Echo Flowers again. And then at the end, everyone comes back. They kick the Spamton cup and remove some sort of gooey substance with the Spamton sticker on it from the TV. And then the stream continues as normal. Alright, this one is a bit more notable. The door in the fake hallway where you would normally enter the room with the mystery man, which everyone, of course, believes is Gaster. We don't know that, but it's probably. It's now the same round as Sans and Papyrus's door, though. They did not enter it, purposefully ignoring it. And then the punch card had a different graphic stating, "It's cool if you leave," probably, instead of "Please come back." Okay, this is another bigger one. Sorry. They enter an underwater area at the point where you would see onions on, through a bubble, and they walk upside down through a little coral village inhabited with the sea creature, monsters, and of course onions on. They talk to onions on, who laments on how they are confined to the underground lakes and ponds, in hopes that Asgore will break the barrier soon. They keep walking right, and the screen fades to black, and they're transported out through the bubble. And then in Luke's house, there are now 4 CDs, the 4th being labeled Mettaton's Voice Drama CD, and simply plays clips of Mettaton saying, "Oh yes," repeating in different speeds. It continues playing even after leaving the house and triggers the Aaron Washua dialogue, but is the same as the other spook tunes. During the Undyne hangout, Papyrus uses the window as a door, quite literally just opening the wall that it's on instead of jumping out of it. He then breaks back in through the door, leaving shards of glass on the floor and comments about something before leaving. Yeah. So, I'll go straight to that Spamton clip. We have no idea what's going on. Seriously, I don't know what's going on in that. Yep, you're just as confused as everyone else is. Uh, anyways, I will now be going to the. We're gonna touch on that. The Gaster Door, as everyone calls it, in the fake hallway. So right to that one.
So have a set of eyes somewhere underneath the mouse to
Yeah.
make you like question whether what you're looking at.
Maybe the cheese is a type of mouse.
Really?
All right, so yeah, that entire clip where they just walked past the door that was different color as well. Uh, they were just debating if the mouse is a monster or not. Anyways, I'll get to the punch card and the underwater area at the same time. So let's go straight to those ones.
We believe it uses its flagellum to locomote.
New mouse lore dropped.
Yeah, that part was pretty confusing too. Not the punch card, a little confusing, but mainly the underwater area. Not as confusing as that Spamton part, though. Anyways, we're gonna be moving on to the Spooktunes thing, the Mettaton voice drama. Alright, let's get over to that.
Just gotta listen to this for a while.
Glad Togor brought their Discman.
This is a great music.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Crying and winking.
Alright, so that part wasn't really confusing, kinda just funny. But anyways, let's probably get moving on to that next part, which would of course be, uh,
Thank you for using the door. This scene was actually much shorter originally, but Jones mentioned that the pacing felt weird when they played it, so I tried to slow it down by having you make tea, etc. Now it's good probably. Let's talk more about this so-called Undyne character. Obviously her name comes from a mispronunciation of the word Undine, a water fairy referenced in a lot of different media such as Secret of Mana. I always mispronounced that word as a kid, and I still do because I don't like pronouncing it the other way.
yeah, that was kind of just more confusing than, uh, anything. So you just opened the wall, I guess? Yeah, completely normal. Anyways, that is it for Waterfall. And now we're going to be moving on to Hotland in the core. Alright, so for the core, for Hotland in the core, it was only partially finished because we haven't gotten to the Mettaton Resort yet. Um, anyways, for currently though, so what we had was concept art for characters, and then some odd steampunk looking houses. And then we had Hotland High. It was a new scene that played out, and you could enter the place and you could talk to Fuku Fire and the other students. The mascot seems to be a fiery icy, which was named Fiery, and you can go to the gym and the classroom. Entering the classroom started a new scene where a birdly looking monster, which we think is probably his mom, begins a lesson where you are regarded as a new exchange student. Mettaton is introduced by the teacher as Medico, dressed in a school uniform. The teacher begins reading a book, and you begin to zone out. The screen fades to black, and you come back, and it's just you and Mettaton in the class. They tell you there's something that they've wanted to tell you for a long time, and give you a love letter. Reading the letter says that you should meet them in the classroom and then meet them outside by the tree that's always burning. Uh, Pretty sure when you meet them in the class, it's a reference to something else, but I forget. I don't know. You can see the clip. Leaving the classroom though, you can find the tree with the Mettaton behind it, which we I'm pretty sure is the tree from the ruins, but just on fire. And you'll receive another love letter, a large love letter, containing a bomb though. And then the Mettaton bomb scene plays out, with slight differences. Two notable ones being that the script bomb is replaced with Mad Mew Mew, and Mettaton is still wearing the school uniform. There were also some Undernet post and early concept things that were unused. There's also some camera guy there. I don't know why. He wasn't at the Hotland High School, but he was just in Hotland. the Sans fight though, we hit the milestone for a Sans fight, uh, and so they re-enter the Sans papyrus sink, uh, and they enter a fight with Sans, uh, and he's so sure that that will win that he immediately spares us and leaves. You literally just flee the battles. He just flees battle, and so does the player. Um, and then at the very end of the stream, the group hears a knock on the door, which they get up to answer, and a giant 3D Toriel pinata is at the door. When they try to lock it out, the 3D Toriel teleports into their room and scares them until they realize it's a pinata. She would be full of candy. They attempt to hit the pinata, but 3D Toriel is uh just glitches out the entire stream. Uh, and then during the glitches, the phrase "probably not game footage?" question mark is written reverse. Uh, at the bottom of the screen during the glitches. Yeah. Um, After this, there's a very strange scene of uh, them lying just motionless on the floor with candy everywhere in 3D in the 3D tutorial just hovering there. Uh, and then the ton of technical difficulties screen is shown. And then there's a video of the creator of the pinata showing it off. Alright, so let's just cover that first one, which is the the Hotland School. Sorry, I meant the concept art. As you can see with the concept art, might be able to see a few recognizable characters. Uh, so this was just shown periodically throughout the stream in Hotland. Um, on this third one though, you can see in the top left a familiar face. Yeah, that's the goat person. I don't know what to call them. From Snowdin though, the dog sculpture person. You can also see what I believe to be a reference to the Addams family in this third one too. It's the one in the top right. You can, I don't know, just kind of, that's what it reminds me of. I don't know, just my opinion. All right, continuing on from those, we're gonna go to the weird steampunk-esque houses in Hotland. All right, so in this first one, you can just, it's basic, kind of, there's nothing really different than in the second one. They both look very kind of odd, but in this third one, you can kind of see something in the window. And maybe, I don't know, that might just be my eyes telling me that there's something in the chimney thing, but I don't know. It looks like a pair of eyes, if you ask me.
Other than the fact that you have ideas.
Yeah. We could hear more about that scene with the dust and the panic
Time
attack.
for the famous school.
Oh yeah. Yeah, HH.
I wouldn't call it that.
Take a look at the top right, it's nice. He's cut off a little. That's fine.
That's enough. You get a sense of what's going on.
If I had $100 grand, I would make us fight fiery with it. Tree looks familiar. It's from earlier episodes of this show.
Ah. Nice. Uh-oh.
Alright, so that was a little long, pretty long, and a little confusing. But let's get on to the early concepts for Undertale or Undernet posts and other early concept stuff. I don't really know what to say about these. I'm just gonna put them up and you can pause to read them. So this is the first one and this is the second one. Alright, let's get into the next one. So this guy is just a camera guy and he just does random poses. I'll put a clip up for you with his dialogue.
Where we would edit a screenshot of the game and put something there that's not supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
This was very novel to us at the time, late 90s. And so I made a fake enemy called the Sweltering Snow.
Alright, and with that, we're almost done. We just have two things left to cover. So let's get straight into this second fake Sans fight.
Stateable. Now we will enter into battle.
You met your skinned dateable on Starman.net, is that right?
I certainly did.
Yeah, me
yes.
too.
Who's responsible for the diorama? There's currently $5,000 in bidding.
That's right, always be closing.
Yeah. What do you think, Charlie?
We did it.
All right, we beat him.
That was a little anticlimactic.
But I feel.
Alright, and with that one done, we are almost done. We just have one last completely normal thing to look at. And that thing may or may not be related to a certain 3D Toriel. Anyways, let's just get into it.
Tomorrow. Another incentive.
Somebody at the door.
Get into battle with Sans and use his
Buy some warm weather
attacks.
clothes for the dog.
Yeah. 3D tutorials at the door.
Close the door.
Ah, say no more, guys. I'll tell her we're busy. Sorry, 3D tutorial, but I think it's just a pinata. That means it's full of candy.
No. Time out.
Alright, with that, we are done. So now we're just left wondering until later today. Because that's when I'm recording this, is the day the second day comes out. Anyways, I don't know what happened at the end. We literally just have to wait. My biggest hope is that Togor is in the Mettaton Resort. And, that's it. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, if you want to, you can, but please. I spent too much time on this. This video is 45 minutes long. I've spent so long editing it.